It's another one of those silly still mornings I'm talking about. Just still. But, I mean, I don't know any other way of tackling this beast rather than just traipsing out off in there like we did yesterday. I mean, we sound like a bull in a china factory, just crunching and crushing. But we didn't even get set up good yesterday. We had deer coming in, so maybe, just maybe it works. I don't know how it works with it. Maybe it does. Super quiet, so I've kind of delayed chatting with you guys this morning, but I didn't get set up until 7-ish again. This time it was kind of not on purpose, but I just wasn't fighting it. I kind of went a lot slower coming in this morning. I actually tried to sound like a deer coming in. Tried to wait for the brake light a little bit to pick the right spot, because I moved down the ridge about 100 yards, 125 from where I was at yesterday, because it sounded like the big deer, the smaller 8-bore, like it sounded like there's a lot of activity finding its way to this bottom from right here. And I think I'm in the right area, but this tree is trash. I can't shoot crap. There is just limbs everywhere, so I struck out on the tree choosing, but I think maybe we're in the right spot. I don't know. Had a little 8-pointer cruise by as I was setting the platform. Luckily it wasn't a shooter, but he came cruising by, and he's right where we need him to be. If one comes across that way, we can get a shot, I'm pretty sure. But I'll show you guys around and show you what the difficulties are with the shooting. There's limbs everywhere. There's a deer. There's a deer. activity has slowed down. Still don't know. Well, we haven't seen a deer in about an hour and a half, I think. Everything went over the hill there when we had that big group come through. I didn't see anything come back. I was hoping big boy would be over and push one back across, but just haven't seen it today. Like yesterday we was in here and like I don't know if it was one hot doe and now she's pinned up somewhere or what, but it was just a circus. Now today seen a pile of deer and just a couple knucklehead bucks. So that being said, I gotta get some stuff done here in the middle of the day. So I'm probably gonna start head out for today, hunt somewhere different this evening. We may be back in here in the morning, I'm not sure. It's hard not to be in here with as many does that we're seeing. Pretty decent buck. I was fixing to go in there on the right to pick up a trail camera before the evening hunt, and I'd be running late, but it is what it is. But that guy's following those two does into the back of it, so I watched that buck and those two does. The two does kind of stayed out on the edge of the lake, feeding on acorns, I'm sure, that had followed in that lake bed, and he walked in the woods. The does fed right on the edge of the lake forever. I never could lay eyes on him, so I don't know if he went up and left the does. I doubt it. I mean, he was tending them what appeared to be pretty heavily. What we're fixing to do is I went around him. I'm basically going to ground hunt the rest of the evening. I'm going to get up here and come over the top and just see if I can lay ears on them and see if I can make a move on them on the ground. It'll be some crazy stuff if it comes true, but I mean, this is some far-fetched stuff. That's the lake way down there. I had the deer over this ridge behind me. I had to loop all the way around to this side to accommodate a southwest wind. I think the last time I saw them, they were on the toe of this ridge right here going up the other side. I just need to hear them walking. That's what I need. I'm going to keep on easing. I mean, there's no way of being quiet. I just hope they're making enough noise. They're not mistaking me for anything but a squirrel. I can't hear them here. I should be able to hear them if they were in here, I think. Which makes me believe that they're possibly still on the edge of the lake, over the crest there. But the way this wind is doing, man. I mean, look at it. I mean, it'll drift southeast, and I mean, it ain't gonna take them but one. I mean, it'd take him one little nose full of that, and the show's over. I mean, we ain't got so much daylight, so we gotta keep pushing. That wind has hit me right smack in the ear right now. watching over this lake bed down here, and I took about 5 or 6 more steps to ease up to this little clump so I could see the lake bed a little better, and immediately started hearing deer walk right below me. Took a knee, got an arrow ready, everything situated, and I saw her come up, and I was hoping he was behind her, but ended up being 2 does and a young one. And he's nowhere to be found. I mean, I could have thumped her, man. She walked up here all curious at like 25 yards. Of course, it looks like my GoPro's going dead. Go figure.
Do it look like a picture of enthusiasm and confidence? I sure hope I do. It's the last day. No reason to leave anything in the tank. I still don't know what I'm gonna do. It's supposed to be southeast wind, or said it was gonna be southeast, now it's calling for south. I don't know if I'm gonna try to drop in. I was wanting to hunt this little finger come out into this bottom, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. But we may try it anyways and just try to make it work. You know how well that goes.
Sun's up. We've been situated for just a few. Right as we were setting the plat, it's like deja vu, kind of like yesterday. I think I just fogged the lens up. How's that? Well, we got situated just in time. Not situated, we got up the tree just in time to have a little 8-pointer push a doe right past us. But that's all so far. I gotta do better. I guess I'll do better next year. 'Cause this is the last day. So we'll buckle up, I'll shut up, and we'll see if something walks by here this morning. I done had a good time, seen some good bucks, but it just ain't my year to throw one of these airs, 31 of them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably going to do it for the Ungulate Editions 2022. These deer have beat me kind of like that woodpecker's beating that hollow log over there. I feel like the deer are the woodpecker and I'm the hollow log. And I have been crushed and pounded and smashed over and over and over again. Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm that hollow log. I mean, what a deer. I mean, I was hesitant to come into this little bowl. I wanted to hunt it. I've been seeing more, like, just the way the deer activity. I'm like, I think a lot of deer are holding up in that bowl. It's like, kind of like where a drain comes in off this. There's a secondary drain, an even smaller drain juts in, and it's, that's where it was holding up. Oh. I mean, I had these two does coming off my weak side, and I had spun around the tree and was standing on my sticks to kind of just keep the tree between me and them. And I heard another deer come over the ridge right here from me. I mean, perfectly upwind. I mean, just if I had to have a deer approach, that's where I wanted it to approach from. I mean, saw it was a doe. Heard another deer behind it, but the way the doe was acting, I just thought it was another doe because she wasn't acting fidgety, she wasn't acting nervous or nothing. She was feeding, just mingling. But I got the camera back around and started videoing her because she was on my strong side. And she's just cool, calm, and collected. I mean, just by the time the other deer comes into view, and it's him. No sweat. I just eased up, got my bow, and already had the camera on her. Like, when I saw him, he was at 40 yards, closing, coming in. She was standing here at 25, just walking across all these little gaps I got to shoot through, fixing to go through a flipping lane that I've got, I can shoot 45 yards in. I get the camera on him a little bit, and I'm getting it kind of getting wide because he's fixing to, when he's following her, I mean, step for step, he's looking at her, and when he follows her, buddy, he's going to come across about 28, 30 yards at the most. I mean, it was all over. I don't know, like I came in here and I was hesitant about coming in here because it's supposed to be a southeast wind and that's going to blanket this ridge behind me, and I've been seeing a lot of activity on that ridge. But I was like, you know, last day, and I got in here and started dropping milkweed on the walk in, and the wind was just falling. It was just supposed to be 2 to 4 miles an hour, so it was just going to be nothing. So I thought, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to climb over this little drain right here to keep it to the south of me. So hopefully what little bit of breeze will bring my wind straight down that drain. Hopefully it'll be a little bit consistent, but the sun's come up, sun's on us, and we're starting to get a little bit of that thermal pull. But still, for the most part, you can drop milkweed. It goes straight down the drain. But you can see, like, I can drop a big clump of milkweed. Most of it will go down southeast like it's supposed to. But you have a few little fibers that'll pull and go up a little bit, and I guess that's what happened. The only thing I can figure. Because she was standing here at 25, and he was at 30. And she kind of put her head up. I thought she was looking at the deer on the other side of us. Then I saw him throw his head up, and he stomped, and I thought, Man, surely they ain't. Because, man, it was perfect. She turned and bounced off, and he turned and bounced with her. They kind of fed off each other. Each one of them nervousness just kind of... They bounced right over the ridge there. They didn't blow, didn't nothing like they got really spooked. It's just... And here I sit again. I think that's it. I think that's the one. I think we're going... Last day, I think that's the last ungulate edition y'all are gonna see for 22 right there. That's how my deer season went. Right there.
Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us for this video. If you like this one, you'll probably like the next one. I'll leave it up here in the corner. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along with us, or leave our social media links down at the description below. That's also where you'll be able to find links on the turkey calls we use and the apparel we wear and that kind of stuff. So you can find that in that little drop down description below. And as always, we sure appreciate you guys following along.